Hello and welcome back to another episode of Review Your Death Clips. My name is Syken. I have played quite a bit of World of Warcraft Hardcore. I have leveled every class to level 60, did all of the content including killing KT on both sides. So let's jump right into it and see what kind of death clips we have today. Alright, that's a short one. Let's start with the first death for today. We're looking at Stonetalon Mountains. Okay. Well, that's easy to review. Execution gap, but also quite a bit of risk taking. So for the Stonetalon Mountains, let me get up the map real quick. All right, here we go. So that's Stonetalon Mountains. For those of you who are unaware, up here in the Windshear Crag are a couple of quests that you can do, which will basically send you up that pretty long ladder or walkway of planks that is created on wooden totem poles, and you can see around those little two peninsulas here there's actually no water but the peninsulas. And when you have Deathlock enabled and you have the overlay of zones where people die, then you will see like one big red zone here, one big red zone here, and one big red zone there, because those are the three areas in Stonetalon that are particularly dangerous. This year due to a quest, this year due to the elite spider, and this year due to basically the execution that needs to be done right in order to not fall down. So this is a quick death. What could the person have done better? Looking at it again. This guy is in stealth. Stealth movement is reduced, so that also means jumping distance is reduced. I would never, even with a proper out of stealth movement, jump over here, because this is do you want to die? Do you want to die? Jump. He does have two potential enemies over here. Has distract up, just needs to distract to here, sneak around, and that's it. Execution gap. And unfortunately resulted in a death. Let's move on. Next one. Alright, death number 2. Let's go. So level 46 Rogue, Stranglethorn. Very dangerous area where he's at. Just needed to vanish. Cell phone rogue as well, interesting. Oh, he's done. Oh, he's so done. See, I don't understand that reaction because he was asking for it. Okay, so that's a pretty sizable execution gap right there. That was really not well played, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful at the guy, but okay, let's look at that. Let's break down where we are. Stranglethorn, we are on the eastern side of Stranglethorn. This is one of the highest level areas where you got all of the trolls. Starts at 40-ish. I think the quests here are 42 and respectively a little bit higher. There are a couple of elites. He is one of them. It seems to be a Spanish fellow. Let's just look up the elite because this is relevant. So there we go. The elite that I was talking about is Mok the Undying. For him it is Mok el Eterno. Okay, that makes sense. And there is a bit of a problem with Mok in itself. So he does have a very, very nasty Shadow Bolt and a summoning ability that happens to continue even if you run away. Point that I'm bringing this up is if this is the part where I think he doesn't know what or how strong Mok can actually be. He hits like a truck with his Shadow Bolts, and on top of it he can summon additional units in, so that already is a problem. So far at the beginning he seems to want to fight these guys and try to pull them out. Unfortunately, every single one of these hunters does have the net ability, which he already knows is happening. Correct play here, he's a gnome, so he should use his gnome racial, pull them further back, pot and kill both of them. He instead decides to go the safe route at this point and vanish. Okay, cool, I can respect that. You can see a couple of corpses here, so this area is safe. What would need to happen at this point is he would need to use his bandages, wait out, do absolute easy pulls until such time when his vanish is back up. That's the correct play, and it really is as simple as that. If you don't have vanish on hardcore, you're basically not going to engage in difficult pulls. He currently has a couple of cooldowns up, so he has Blade Flurry up. I can't see his AR. Maybe he has it macroed together with Blade Flurry. He does have Blind up, and he does have one target dummy. That already is another red sign or red flag. If you have one target dummy, it kind of tells me that you're using target dummy a lot, which means that you're playing too aggressive. So maybe a little check for you personally as well. If you're continuously using target dummies, it typically means that you are not playing safe enough. So he's now at 35% and he decides to go in, pickpocket, and gets caught out. So that is the main execution problem. But even after that happens, there are further execution issues. So stop right here. He does have theoretically distract. This guy looks into his direction, which means stealth. The way that stealth works is every 10 levels your stealth rating with the rogue increases. However, if you're in front of mobs, they can still spot you out if they are about the same level as you. And you can see he's 46 versus 44. So the fact that he turned around to him means he's now locked in. This gives you around, give and take, 2 to 3 seconds before the guy will attack you. I don't know if he noticed or if he just doesn't care. It might be a combination of both. He then proceeds to pickpocket, and at this point he's almost being attacked. He maybe notices that or wants to start, and he starts with a cheap shot. Now that's a bad idea for a multitude of reasons. Number one, there is a social mob right here, which he could have seen beforehand. Number two, there is a full plethora of 4 mobs right there, which if this guy runs away, he is basically cooked. He does not have any poisons on, which means he cannot stop the running away with anything other than kidney shot, and that's not good enough. He could theoretically blind him and then wait for energy and kill him, but the running away is an actual problem. Mind you, this guy can net. And not only does he net, he has a ranged attack, so oftentimes what the mob will do is he will net you and then move away. And he could move into this direction and then it's GG for you with a net. So that's a problem in itself. He pop slice a dice instead of going for a stun lock, very greedy, and you can already see here he has social aggro not 1 but 2 mobs. Now these walls here, there is something to know about the Stranglethorn walls, but also Hinterlands and a couple of other places. These walls are mild suggestions for line of sight. They don't block it, which means you, as an enemy, they can cast right through it. Which for me always tells me, do not fight near the walls, do not engage near the walls, because enemies can aggro through them and also cast through them. At this very point in time, he still has a chance to get away by popping sprint and evasion and just running. The lightning bolts will hit hard, but he does have that opportunity. The fact that he has not bound any potions worries me a lot. Maybe it's maybe it is some sort of challenge, but I don't know. He is combat skilled, so the correct quote-unquote selection of talents would allow your sprint to break any form of movement impairment. That is an absolute lifesaver during leveling. He apparently doesn't have that or didn't think about it. Instead, he's taking a lot of damage, hasn't popped evasion yet. His AR is up, his Blade Flurry is up, none of that either, and he hasn't popped blind. Again, at this point, although it is super close, you could clutch it up with drinking a potion. That is no global cooldown, dropping the target dummy, using sprint, and running away. And even if he hasn't skilled sprint, he's a gnome, so this would be a casting time of, I think, 0.5 seconds, but he could theoretically clutch it by a drinking potion, target dummy, then getting out of the net, then blinding over here, and the target dummy will eat another net, which you can see right here. Second hunter has given the net, so at this point, funnily enough, if he would drink a potion, the next bolt will kill him. At this point, if he would drink a potion, then go for a freeing up and then blind him, that would actually solve the situation, and he could still sprint away, as stupid as that is. But yeah, that's the execution gap right there. To be fair, he pretty much asked for that, so that was a very greedy play. Alright, third death of the day from Mezerix. I assume it's a death, I don't know that yet. They are in Hillsbrad.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Full respawn. That's nasty. Okay. Yeah. Let's unpack this. So, Maverick is in a group with two other people that both aren't here, so that really doesn't count. You're seeing a lot of corpses on the ground, which means someone has been killing those, maybe a high-level character. So at this point, no fault whatsoever. He's playing Shaman, level 30, a little bit over leveled, but this part is a very hard part, so you can do it from level 28 onwards. Getting the deed, I assume he's here for the deed of Hillsbrad. He currently does have lower level quests, and he wants Clerk, White Steed, the guy here. So he's doing Dangerous, which, like I said, is a 28 quest. The fact that there are two others that could theoretically help makes it a little bit less bad. He's running Rent buff, so he has 300 extra hit points. I would say my only criticism here, now that they are getting into position, is I would never run around with 70% hit points. Full stop. Like, that in itself is a problem. He has only one bandage. That's a problem as well. He's running speed potions, which is good. Sticky glue, which is good. Has hotkeyed all of that. That's actually pretty good. He might be coming out of a fight here, but the first thing would be healing wave and sit down, drink. Really, as simple as that. He's trying to get back to here. He's not regenerating. That's a problem. Turns around. There's a hunter as well with a pad. Okay, so maybe those they have cleared it. And now respawn is happening, and respawn happens as fast as it has been cleared. I can assume that this has been cleared quite fast. Therefore, immediate respawn happens. Now, when respawn happens, let's talk about the respawn mechanic. The enemies will be quote-unquote heavily reduced or blind in their aggro mechanic for 5 seconds after they respawn. That is intended, which means he has all the time in the world to go away. He pulls with 70% hit points, 30% mana, which, even if this mob is 5 level lower than him, is not good. That's the first mistake that happened right there. Pulls him over, The problem here is, although they are blind, they still have social aggro. Now that he has social aggro of the footman and the councilman, the right play at this point in time is to go into this very corner and focus the councilman. He does have 5 seconds cooldown on shock, which means he can't interrupt this casting, but what he can do is he can move up here and do purge. I don't know why he does not have purge on his bar. That's a huge oopsie, but this guy has frost armor and you want to purge it, making it easier for you to kill. He does have grounding totem, so he could go there, actually put grounding totem down, counter the frostbolt, and then what is theoretically possible, but I wouldn't do that now, is lossing the frostbolts, meaning going line of sight. You can't do that here, too big of a model, but you can do it behind him around the door. Problem is, he hasn't cleared that himself, so I would never go back and just run into territory where I don't know when the respawns happen. Respawns happened behind him. He now has 3 on him. So at this point, 2 ways of playing it. Number 1, there are 3 more players in this room: a hunter, a warrior, and I assume another shaman. And you could theoretically pull them over, put a sticky glue on one of them, put a grounding totem down, heal yourself, and basically ask for help. He decides to do none of that and instead moves through here. You can see another Hillsbrad footman has spawned here. At this point in time, in this very situation, I would at no cost run through here, because you are going to die. Very, very likely. I would take the chances in going back. You can now see another Hillsbrad footman, because he gets like the full aggro of the room. It has been cleared so far fast. I retract my statement, by the way. He would actually be dead if he's going in, because what happened is more respawns have happened and they social aggroed immediately onto him. So let's see. He could Stoneclaw, because social aggro means he is on the aggro table of each of the enemies. Every enemy has an aggro table, but he's on all of them with a 1 threat, because he hasn't done anything yet. Every spell that he casts, however, will increase his threat. So given that he's so low on the threat table, Stoneclaw Totem would make sense. That would get 1, 2, 3 mobs off of him. The 4th one is likely going to stay on him, and he could lose the caster. So Stoneclaw into a swiftness potion, and then bunny hopping, so kind of strafe hopping to make sure that you're not getting dazed. He's still 2 seconds dazed, which is okay, because slows don't stack, and he's also slowed for 2 seconds, so that's fine. He realizes that this is actually a no shit moment. Another frostbolt comes in. He's now slowed for 3 seconds. What did he cast? He put a Stoneclaw. Okay, that was good. That's the right play. There will still be 1 on them. It was a good placement, because this Hillsbrad footman is now also on the Stoneclaw totem. That's fine. He opens his inventory. Bad play. I would not do that. Means he has not really prepared well enough. You should always keybind everything. Every single potion that you have should be keybound. I can see a free action potion here, also known as Fab. That's not a bad call, but I think I would go with Shift G. What did he drink? He went with a healing potion. Not sure. I go a little bit back, just a tiny bit. So let's look at the situation here. He only really has 1 Hillsbrad footman. He comes out of being dazed. He still has 500 hit points. The guy hits him for 26. That means we're looking at 20 hits excluding crits. There is no need for a healing potion yet. I know that his brain tells him you need to heal, but if you heal yourself and then get caught up, then all of the healing will immediately be done. Correct play here, target this guy, which he hasn't. He has the wrong target in. Always make sure that you have the right target. Basically jump forward, turn around, tap target so that you can take him, do a frost shock, and then afterwards drink the potion, and he would live. Even after, potentially not. No, potentially. Yeah, at this point he's dead. That was his last out. So he could have played that. He could have played that better. Couple of things to criticize here. No lightning shield up, should be up all the times, 10-minute buff. Engaged with way too little health. Didn't understand the respawn mechanic, and even when he got engaged by all of them, he did not play the escape as it should have been played. He tried something, but I think he could have done that better. Anyways, that's it. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment down below and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.